Settle in exactly as you are. There is nothing you need to adjust. If your body wants to move, let it. If it wants to be still, let that too. This time is not about control. It's about permission. You spend so much of your life responding to people, to noise, to expectations, to emotions that don't even belong to you. So for these minutes, you are stepping out of reaction and into presence. You don't need to brace yourself here. You don't need armor. You don't need explanations. You are allowed to be unavailable. Take a gentle breath, not deeper than comfortable, just enough to remind your body that it's here. And as you exhale, imagine setting something down, not a specific problem, just the effort of carrying everything. You don't need to carry it right now. Understanding calm. Calm isn't the absence of stress. It's the absence of unnecessary engagement with it. You don't need to absorb everything that passes near you. You don't need to process every emotion that enters the room. You don't need to respond to every thought that appears. Your mind may tell you otherwise, but calm begins when you decide what gets access. You are allowed to choose. Think of your inner world as a space you live in, not a battlefield, not a waiting room, a home, and not everyone is allowed inside. Some things can stay outside the door. Some things can knock and never be answered. Some things can be acknowledged without being invited in. This is not avoidance. This is discernment. Boundaries. Without conflict. Boundaries are not walls. They are filters. They don't exist to keep the world out. They exist to keep you intact. You don't owe your energy to everything that asks for it. You don't owe explanations for choosing peace. You don't owe access to your inner space. You are allowed to say no without anger. You are allowed to disengage without guilt. You are allowed to step back without collapse. Boundaries don't require force. They require clarity, and clarity comes from knowing this truth. Your calm is valuable, not because it's rare, but because everything functions better when you protect it. Grounding in the present. Bring your attention to what is actually happening right now, not what might happen, not what already happened. Right now, your body is supported. The surface beneath you is steady. The space around you is stable. Nothing is demanding a decision in this moment. If your mind is racing, that doesn't mean you're failing. It means your system has been overstimulated. So instead of trying to quiet it, let's ground it. Notice the temperature of the air, the weight of your body, the subtle rhythm of your breath. These are anchors. They exist whether your thoughts cooperate or not. You can return to them anytime. Not everything is yours to carry. One of the greatest sources of overwhelm is carrying what was never yours. Other people's moods, other people's urgency, other people's expectations. You don't have to internalize every signal. You don't have to absorb every emotional wave. You are allowed to observe without merging. Imagine watching a river flow by. You can see it clearly, but you don't need to step into it. Emotions can pass the same way. You don't have to drown to acknowledge the water. Staying grounded under pressure. When pressure builds, the mind wants to speed up, to fix, to predict, to prepare for every outcome. But grounding happens in the opposite direction. Slower, lower, deeper. You don't rise above overwhelm by climbing. You settle beneath it. You anchor. Remind yourself quietly, I am here. I am stable. I do not need to rush. Even when the world is loud, you can choose a softer internal volume. This is a skill, and like any skill, it strengthens with use. Inner peace is an internal decision. Peace is not granted by circumstances. It is chosen internally, again and again. You don't wait for life to calm down to be peaceful. You decide what you engage with. You can let urgency exist without adopting it. You can acknowledge chaos without letting it run you. Your nervous system is listening to your inner dialogue. So speak to it kindly. Tell it, we are not in danger. We can slow down. We don't need to solve everything tonight. Your body responds to reassurance. The power of pause. There is strength in pausing, not reacting immediately, not answering right away, not deciding in the heat of emotion. A pause is not weakness, it's authority. When you pause, you reclaim your center. You give yourself space to respond instead of react. You are allowed to take that space, no explanation required. Letting go of over-responsibility. You may have learned to be hyper-aware, to anticipate needs, to manage outcomes. That kept you safe once, but you don't need to live there forever. You don't have to carry the weight of everything working out. You don't have to be the stabilizer for everyone else. You are allowed to be supported too. Settle into your position. There is nothing you need to do to prepare, nothing you need to fix, nothing you need to get right. Let your body rest where it is. Let the surface beneath you support your weight. If your breath is shallow, that's okay. If your thoughts are busy, that's okay. This time is not about control, it's about permission. Quietly remind yourself, I am here, I am safe. Nothing is required of me right now. Notice the space around you. The walls are steady, the room is still, the air is calm and predictable. Nothing unexpected is happening. Nothing is asking for your attention. Let your nervous system hear this clearly. There is no emergency. You are allowed to soften. You are allowed to rest. Even if your mind stays active, your body can still settle. Calm does not mean silence. Calm means steadiness. You don't need to engage with every thought. You don't need to solve every feeling. Thoughts can pass without being followed. Emotions can exist without being carried. You are not required to respond to everything that appears in your mind. Your inner world does not need constant supervision. Boundaries are not walls. They are filters. They exist to protect your inner balance, not to push the world away. You are allowed to decide what enters your inner space. You are allowed to step back without explanation. Quietly affirm to yourself, I choose what I engage with. My calm matters. Overwhelm often comes from carrying too much. Other people's emotions, other people's urgency, other people's expectations. You do not need to absorb them. You can notice without taking them in. Imagine setting unnecessary weight down, not forever, just for now. When pressure builds, slow down. Lower your attention into your body. Feel where you are supported. Say quietly inside, I am grounded. I am steady. I do not need to rush. You do not rise above overwhelm by forcing yourself forward. You settle beneath it. You anchor. Peace is not given by circumstances. It is chosen internally. You can allow the world to be busy without letting it overwhelm you. Your nervous system listens to how you speak to yourself. So speak gently. Tell it, I am not in danger. I can slow down. Nothing needs to be solved right now. You don't need to be on edge to be prepared. You don't need to be overwhelmed to be responsible. You can be calm and capable at the same time. If your attention drifts, let it. If your thoughts blur, let them. You do not need to hold awareness tightly. This space is enough. This moment is enough. You are allowed to simply exist here. There is nothing more to do, nothing more to manage. Let these words soften into the background. Rest here. Stay grounded. Stay protected. And if you continue listening, allow yourself to settle again, right where you are. Settle into your position. There is nothing you need to do to prepare.